Welcome to Liverpool Tester Gathering! Yeah! So it looks like we're looking at about 95, 100 people. Well done, everybody. Testing's coming home. The reason we themed it that is because it's the day before the Euros. But we all know a song, don't we? Come on, bear with me. Football's coming home. So we're going to sing it together as a team, but we're going to put testing's coming home, yeah? No, I'm not going to make you do that at all. Welcome to Liverpool Tester Gathering, and we do thank you for coming. It's a great turnout again. We've got an agenda, I think, but before we go to the agenda, we want to see who's in the room, because that's important to us. Right, so who have we got in the room? We've got some people that have come for the first time, second time, third time. So hands up who's been for the first time. Wow, okay. That's a bit of a surprise. Can we do a show of hands? Keep your hands up, those people. I didn't say put them down, did I? Come on. We're going to go around the room and see what companies you're from. Bloody hell, there's a lot of you. If you're from Shop Direct, you can put your hands down. Wow. Hang on. Put your hands back up, those Shop Direct people. Put your hands back down. OK, so let's go around the room very quickly. In fact, pass the mic round so everyone can hear. Peter, start.
I'm Peter. I'm from C-Level Research.
Just company.
All right, okay, just company. Yeah, C-Level Research, and I'm a developer.
Awesome. Well, that answers one of my questions later on. Anybody else? Yeah.
I was a business analyst at the University of Chester.
Awesome. Keep it going. Pass it round.
National Oceanography Centre.
Awesome. Who else is new along here? Anybody? At the back.
I'm also at the National Oceanography Centre.
Brilliant, and welcome to Liverpool Tester Gathering. I think we need to probably go that way before we move it round. Let's get it passed over, guys, to the back. We've got somebody at the back, I think, from PlayStation, is it?
Yeah, I used to be, I am system support for PlayStation.
Good man, keep it going.
Yes. Test lead from Sony India.
Oh, have you come all the way from India?
Not for this.
Well done, let's go for the guys. Keep it moving. Who's new? Let's keep it going faster than this. Come on.
Travel Councillors, Manchester.
Good man. And keep it going.
Yeah, I'm from Shop Direct, but I'm a UX researcher. And yeah.
Let's keep it going.
Tallis.
Good man. Anybody else?
Product Manager, GB Group.
Good man. To the back, please. Two at the back.
Test Analyst, Mando Group.
Test Consultant, work for myself.
Ian's dying to get this microphone up. His hand's been going up and up.
Ian Carroll from iancarroll.com. There you go.
Ian, have you been anywhere today? Where have you been? Shop Direct? Shop Direct, good man. Let's keep going. Where's the microphone?
Bet365.
Bet365, welcome again. We had some Bet365 people last time. Let's keep it going. Anybody else? Don't be shy now.
Human recognition system. Tester. Yeah.
Okay. Adam?
Yeah, I'm one of the directors of human recognition systems.
Biometrics and all that stuff?
Biometrics and all that.
Interesting, Andy. Interesting.
Could be.
Go on, Andy.
I'm Andy Wolfe. I'm the CIO at Shop Direct.
CIO! Do we have a CIO in the house? Yes, anybody else around here then? Oh yes, we've got two at the front. Sorry about the camera work here, Phil.
I'm Test Manager from Cybertil.
And you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Head of IT from Waitman's.
Good man. Anybody else that hasn't? Oh, one at the front and then we're done. This is important, by the way, because it's good to hear what companies are in the room.
Senior Test Analyst from Lockheed Martin.
And you're very welcome. Thank you. So well done, everybody.
You're being watched by some JD Williams staff in Wigan.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, by the way, we're live on Facebook. We are broadcasting. How cool is that? Okay. So let's just show a very quick show of hands. Any program or project managers in the room? Awesome, okay. Developers? Awesome. Oh, no. This could be a really hard presentation. Any CIOs in the room? Yeah. Recruiters? No? Okay. No? Oh, sorry, Amy at the back. I knew there was one somewhere. Any testers? Yeah. Anybody from a consultancy firm like Rock IT? Or running your own consultancy firm? Ian Carroll, what's the name of your company again? IanCarroll.com. And any BA or SAs in the room? Yeah, good stuff. Brilliant. You're more than welcome. So, agenda, there you go. I'm not going to read it out. We're going to have some beers. You've had those. You've had a bit of a mingle. You've talked about the Euros, probably a bit of Brexit, whatever you want to talk about. We're having the intro and recap right now. We're going to have our sponsor's intro from Andy Wolfe. Not yet, Andy. I'll tell you when. We're going to have Amanda doing a talk, a very inspirational talk. We've then got Andrew Dalmeny doing a BDD talk. Shit, yeah. We're then going to have a break for a pee and a drink and anything else you want to do. And then we've got the flashers. Now, don't be worried. It's not people that take their clothes off. We have something called Flash Talks, where it's an open mic. And basically, you get 2-3 minutes to come up and talk about what you want to talk about. It could be a question for the room. It could be an experience that you've had. It could be something you want to share with the room. It's anything you want, and it's an open forum. So we've already got about 5-6 people already that have said they want to do a flash talk. If you're interested in standing up at the front and giving a flash talk, no pressure, that's what that bit is. And then we'll have a quick summary, and we'll get to the pub, and it only takes about 6 hours, all this. Okay. So, what's happened since the last time we met? We've got our own meetup page. We've got about 190 of you guys registered on our meetup page. We're now the second biggest tester gathering in the UK and the third biggest in the world. But we all know it's not size, it's quality, isn't it? So, you know, let's remember that it's about the quality of the event. It's about you guys enjoying yourselves. But with Facebook tonight, transmitting, broadcasting live on Facebook, we will become #1 in the world tonight. Okay, but we're not playing the numbers game. Our videos have been uploaded from our April event, so I don't know whether you know, but Phil, wave to everybody in the room, please. So, yeah. Long after we all go to the pub, get lashed, wake up the next morning, hungover, phoning sick. Again, I'm only joking, Andy. Phil will be working till the late hours of the morning putting together the videos that he records to go up on YouTube. And they're there for anybody to watch. And I think that's really great. He does it in his own time, does loads of time putting these videos up. So well done, Phil. We've launched a Facebook page, so you can go and register on Facebook, because next time we'll be broadcasting live on that Facebook page. Okay? What else has happened? Test Bash Manchester. Who's registered for Test Bash in Manchester? Okay, not many hands there. This is the biggest testing conference in the Northwest, apart from what we're planning to do next year. Sorry, Andy. So get yourself registered. This is a great event. It's got 10 great talkers. It's in Manchester. There's a great social event the night before. There's even a breakfast event the next morning, isn't there? Duncan's talking. There's 10 talkers. They're short, sharp bursts. It's 30 minutes each talker. It's a great social event. It's a great networking event. It's great fun. Okay, and of course we lost our greatest sportsman last week, which was a great shame. But please, feel free to take pictures. Feel free to tweet them. I've already seen a few pictures of our CIO up on Facebook with a few selfies. Not you, Andy, doing the selfies, but other people. So please take pictures, tweet. If you've got feedback, you can give it to us via the Facebook page, Twitter, anything you want to. Okay? So, how do we get this event to happen? We need sponsors. We can't afford to put this event on ourselves. It costs about 500 quid each event. So without sponsors, we don't have an event. So on that bombshell, I would like to bring up our next sponsor, who, in a second, is Andy Wolfe, our CIO from Shop Direct. I think that's fabulous that a CIO has come to an event like this. I think it's absolutely amazing. You don't see many people at a very senior level within companies coming to events like this. So it's fabulous that we've got Andy here tonight to do the sponsorship talk. When I first met Andy, he called me into his office and he said, "Lee, take a seat." Took a seat. He said, "Lee, I've got a bit of feedback for you, a bit of like honest feedback." He said, you're pretty scruffy. He said, "You're dressing for the job you're doing. You want to start dressing for the job you want." So I went, "Okay, Andy." So the next day I spent the whole of the day in front of HR dressed as Batman. Come on, help me out. I'm dying on my feet here. Come on. I'm just trying to fill the gap while Chris gets the slide up. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Wolfe.
I was going to give you a bit of corporate spiel about... A bit of corporate spiel about what Shop Direct do, I'll do that really, really quickly, and then I'll tell you a little bit about me, and then I'm actually going to give you guys a bit of a challenge, and then actually you can ask me anything that you want for 2 or 3 minutes. So first of all, Shop Direct, who are we? So you'll probably know us better as Very, as Littlewoods. We are probably we are the second largest pure play online retailer in the UK, and only second behind Amazon. We turn over about 1.8 billion a year in sales. We ship about 50 million products. 50% of our sales come through mobile devices. So we're a significant digital player, and we're a significant digital player in the Northwest and in Liverpool. So that's enough about the corporate spiel. I'm really, really pleased to be here, and I'll tell you why I'm really pleased to be here and supporting this is because once in my life I was a tester. So I started out life in Royal Insurance, just around the corner, as I think it's now Royal Sun Alliance, as a test analyst. So someone's laughing.
I used to do that too.
Oh, there you go. So I started out for about, I think I ended up as a coder for about 2 or 3 weeks and made that I couldn't code, and then they put me in testing. Testing is part of my DNA, and I'm really, really pleased to be here and kind of supporting you guys. I'm really trying to provide the kind of Shop Direct message. Testing is a huge, huge part of what we have to do in order to assure the quality of our service every single day to our customers. It's a massive part of our development process. And actually, I think one of the things that I would kind of ask you guys to think about as you kind of work through, the various talks is step back and go, actually, how can testing really start to change the way that we deliver to our business and to our customers? Testing today, traditionally across lots of organisations, is still at the arse end of the development process. It's still the thing that gets squeezed. And we can have lots of automation, and we can have lots of different ways of doing things, but fundamentally it still ends up as the quality check right at the end of the process. Your challenge, and I think the developers in the room as well, is to think about testing in a very different way. How can you start to enable businesses to start thinking about continuous deployment, to start educating engineers, to start actually putting a proper framework and a harness in place that allows us just to push a button and deploy change on a regular basis? Our business relies on us being ahead of the curve. And if we can't deploy change quickly, then actually we very quickly fall behind the curve. So your challenge as a testing community is to stop being at the arse end of the process and get at the front end of the process. How do you do that? What are the things that you need to establish in order to make stuff happen differently? Agile, you can talk about it all you like, but actually there's a large proportion of that which is enabled by the test fabric and the test infrastructure. What are we doing differently? How are you influencing your CIOs, your senior leaders, to actually start to think about testing as a completely different process within your business? And they're the things that I would ask you to really start to think about as you kind of go through some of the presentations I'm sure you're going to hear today. But also, as you have the conversations around the room, what are your experiences? How agile are you? What are the big challenges that you're facing? How do you address them? And use that knowledge and use that network to really empower your own businesses, and more importantly, establish a broader tester community across the Northwest and across Liverpool. So I'm really, really pleased to have been here today and to really to kind of talk to a few of you. It's really been a pleasure to stand up in front of you. You can ask me any questions you like now.
Any questions for Andy? Must be one at the back.
So how do you and your company get ahead of the testing curve and stuff instead of being at the end?
So there's a huge amount of investment in automation, and again we are continuing to invest in that so that effectively we can start to establish a much more fluid framework for how we deliver continuous change. But for example, one of our big challenges is Black Friday. So as a retailer, you can imagine, we're dealing with kind of 200-300% volume, all in a very compressed window, and that puts a lot of strain on the infrastructure. So actually, what we are doing now, we used to kind of test in big blocks. So we used to test for Black Friday. specifically, and we take a chunk out of the year. Now we're testing all the time. So we are volume testing and performance and testing the environment all of the time to ensure that actually we don't have to do these kind of big one-off projects or programs that really are about assuring our environment. So we're using frameworks and in a different way to make sure actually the quality of our service is sustainable. And automation is a big, big part of that. We're not getting it right. So we've still got some big challenges. Actually, environments are still a massive issue for us. We've got an infrastructure of over 80 plus applications. So it's a fairly eclectic environment of differing technologies. So state-of-the-art e-commerce sitting in an AWS cloud, all the way through to an MVS mainframe that's 30 years old. So we've got an eclectic technology stack. So test environments are still a big, big challenge and a big, big problem for us. How do we overcome those things actually is about engineering your way out of it and transforming your way out of it, and that'll take a little bit longer. But actually in the areas that you can make the biggest difference in the front end of your process, actually using cloud technology to kind of spin up more and more of those environments, enable your engineering teams to use some of the test tools that you've got on the ground is the way to actually make a difference in my view.
Thank you.
Okay. Question, sorry, can we go to the question at the back and then we'll come to yourself? Sorry.
How are you tackling the automation problem across such a diverse estate? So you talked about like AWS and front end, all the way back to stuff like 30 years old mainframe kind of stuff. So how do you intend to tackle that?
How do we attempt to, so again, the large proportion of our change today is centered around the front end change, that's the e-commerce platform itself. And whilst we have some really big environments, big scaled environments that not necessarily replicate all of production, but certainly give you a really good cross section of it, that chooses a service. And what we're able to do with some of our cloud front end is scale and create more environments in that space. So our bottleneck is actually some of that test infrastructure, and that will always remain a bottleneck. It takes us about 6 to 9 months, Simon, maybe to build a full environment, and that will always be a constraint. Right, that will always be a constraint. We have, what, 3 NFT pipes? Two NFT pipes today. And that's part of the bottleneck, part of the challenge that we have. But the front end is in a very different space. So the front end, we actually can spin up more environments because of the nature of the architecture and the infrastructure. And actually the way that we deliver change is slightly different in that space than it is in terms of the back end.
Can we take one last question and then we'll have to move on? Is that all right?
How do you bring security testing into the agile environment?
So, what a question. So security is absolutely top of our agenda, right? And again, you can't be a digital retailer without making sure that security is at the top of your agenda. So fundamentally, security is designed in right at the outset. Security is not an afterthought. Again, security in most projects and programs, in my experience, has always been the thing that comes after design, after delivery sometimes, and actually during test. That can't happen. So you have to get security requirements built in up front, and you just have to take them through the process and make sure that they're kind of tested out continuously.
Can I have a round of applause, please, for Andy Wolfe?